What's up, everybody? Working Line GSD Vlogs back here with 14-month-old Frito Z Tammik. Last time we did a video, it was beginning of May, I think, and it was me talking about his birthday that had recently passed, April 16th. So he's 14 months old as of today on July 1st, 2025, but he'll be 15 months in a couple of days, July 16th. So as we usually do on this channel, not that it's a lot of people watching the videos on this channel, but as we usually do, we give a little update as to what's been going on. So we're gonna talk a little bit about what's been going on at home here, what's been going on at home as far as him in the house and his shushin work, his shushin activities. Onyx. So I guess we could talk about shushin first. So we've kind of took a little chill back, or we've kind of been a little laid back as far as his training. In the beginning of June was actually my year anniversary of a year being married. So I went out of town. Me and my wife, we actually went to New York. So we were gone for about a week, got back and started settling back in. Obviously just took a little break as far as the training, and currently our shushin trainer, me and Onyx shushin trainer, he's over in Germany on the world's team, the USA world's team right now. So but so my shushin's trainer is on the world's team over in Germany, and my shushin trainer is obviously going just to be there, be a part of the team, watch and learn and stuff like that. So with all that being said, we haven't done any training with my shushin trainer in about a couple weeks, but I've still been training with him here and there. I was on a busy work schedule. I was on 12-hour shifts trying to balance training and stuff like that. So I'm no longer on 12-hour shifts. I'm on my regular 8-hour shifts indefinitely, which is good because I have more time to do more stuff that I like to do during the day, and I have more time to work him. Like when I was on 12-hour shifts, come on, Onyx. When I was on 12-hour shifts, I was getting off. I'll be on 7 p.m., 7 a.m., so I'm getting off in the morning. Realistically, when you're on 12-hour shifts, you have about 3 or 4 hours before you got to go to bed if you want to get some decent sleep. So I would get off in the morning, train him, and that was really all I had time to do as far as, training with him. But now, I can get off in the mornings. I'm on 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. I can get off early mornings, try come early in the morning. We do stay in a townhouse type of environment, and we just so happen to be lucky because our townhouse accepts dogs. So with that being said, he's not exposed to the heated elements that much. So with that being said, that basically means that he tires out a lot in the heat. So as you know, we're in summer months now. We're in summer months now. So I got to get him used to the heat because shushin is an all-weather sport and will actually be going for his BH next summer of 2026. So what I've been doing is when I get off at 7 a.m., I track him in the morning when it's not as hot. I'm down here in Toledo, Ohio. At 7 a.m., it's probably a good 72 degrees. Then I take him back out later when it's like 80, 85-ish, something like that. And I kind of do little increments of training later on when we come out during the daytime because, it is good to get a dog used to the heat, but you don't want to kill a dog during the summer as far as, killing them during the training. You definitely don't want to do that. So it's just getting him conditioned and used to the heat. It just so happened, I stay in a townhome with my first ever working line dog, and I'm seeing the drawbacks of it. He doesn't have as much energy as I would like because he's not exposed to the outside elements as much as other working dogs would. And it doesn't mean he don't work or anything like that. He does a good job, but it's just he gasses out quick. So the only way I can really work on his gas pedal or his only way I can really work on him getting used to the heat is training him during the hotter times of the day and not early in the morning when I get off work. So that's what's been going on with shushin. As far as him at home, he's 14 months old. He's still very, very puppy-like. A dog is an adult technically once they're over a year, but they're still not fully mature until at least 2 years of age. So they still have a lot of puppy ways. But he's a good dog in the house. Onyx here. I've explained this many times before in a lot of his younger videos, but he's a very good dog in the house. He doesn't cause us any problems. If we go days without working, he's not losing his mind, destroying stuff, and he's been like that since he's been a puppy. And, you know, you have some working dogs where they can't even, you know, they can't even sit still in a house without destroying anything. They can't sit calm in their crate. So, you know, impulse control and house manners was a huge thing for us when he was a puppy, and we instilled it like day one. So, you know, him being 14 months old and coming more into his adulthood, I feel like he, you know, it's really, really paying off. Because if it's a day where, you know, with this working dog stuff, it's definitely a lifestyle. But, you know, if it's a day where I'm booked up or I'm busy, if I want him to just chill beside me in his crate or chill beside me by the living room table or something like that, he's not losing his mind or trying to destroy things, you know. So here, he understands that when we're in the house, you know, we're relaxing. We're not just being all crazy and stuff in the house. Not that we don't have fun or play in the house, but it's never what we do outside we wouldn't do in the house, because I just don't want him to get the two confused. I just want him to know when he's in the house, he's in a bit more of a calmer state, if that makes sense. So, however, you know, different people raise their working dogs or just dogs in general in different ways. Everybody have their own rules to their house, to the way they train their dogs. So yeah. So as far as the future goes with Onyx, once my trainer gets back from Germany, we'll continue training. We gotta improve his bite work. Right now, as far as heeling go, his foosing, we're using the foraging stick right now because he's doing a little bit of foraging, which I don't like, and I don't know where he, you know, adapted it from. You know, usually when dogs start doing stuff randomly outside of what you've been teaching them, it might have been something you did wrong that they perceived from you. So you got to go back and fix it. So he was doing real good with the heeling, but now he's doing a little bit of foraging. So I just started introducing him to the concept of the heeling stick and teach him that he has to, you know, be a little bit more further, not be as, well, mainly teaching him just not to forage in general. But in the future, we're probably going to leave it. It's usually dirty water in that. But Onyx, here. But in the future, we're probably going to pair the heeling stick with an e-collar response. That way he knows to not touch the heeling stick at all, and that the heeling stick means, you know, I need to get my butt back. So that's where we're at as far as, you know, heeling goes, shushing, competition style heeling. Let me see, what else is, so bite work. So bite work, we haven't done much bite work since I've been out of town and since my trainer has been out of town. But the last time we did bite work, Onyx still kind of has some of the same struggles, which is he's not fully gripping, which is something you definitely don't want shushing. And my trainer was basically saying, you know, you see a lot of dogs that do it. Not every dog is born with a perfect grip. So it's just a matter of putting in the necessary work to fix it. And not only that, but seeing what he's like when he, you know, when he becomes a full an adult, you know. So there's a lot of bugs over here, so we're gonna probably leave this little area. But you know, I asked my shushing trainer, I said, because this is my first working dog, so I'll always be sure to ask a lot of questions to just learn as much as I can and be a sponge and just soak in stuff. So I asked him, I said, you know, how can you tell if you have a dog that's club level, world level, regional level, or, you know, however you may categorize it? How can you tell if you have a dog that's truly cut out for the sport? Here, Onyx, here. And Onyx, he basically said you don't really know until they're around 2 years old. Then you see what you're working with. So you spend that 2 years training and training and training, obviously letting the dog, you know, the puppy mature into a dog, grow up, have fun and stuff like that. But you don't really know what you have until about 2 years old. Then you see the dog's grips, you see the dog's energy, and you see the dog's performance and obedience and tracking. So, you know, it's a lot of stuff that I'm learning. I'll always be sure to just ask as many questions as I can. And as I said plenty times before in prior videos, this is my first working dog, so it's definitely a learning process with us both. So there are some things I did, you know, in the beginning that I wish I didn't do, but, you know, it is what it is. It's no do-overs, you know, especially when you're just starting off with a working dog. You know, you go find a dog with a good pedigree. You find parents with good pedigrees, You do your best to let the owner of the parents or one of the parents guide you into picking out the best puppy suited for your lifestyle and what you're looking for in the sport. And the best thing you can do after that is get with a good training session group. And the best thing you can do from there is just go from there. Here. So we're going to get ready to wrap this video up. This is a quick session, a quick update session of 14-month-old Niklaus Onyx Z Tammik. And we'll catch you guys later.